Hey, hello. It's I, here at the Heart, or Keiko Comics, and I'm doing a little different video this time. I think I go ahead and try and just start building. And I don't know. I might have to, replace this world at some point. Right now, I just kind of need to get a feel for the tools that are provided. And I might not be able to even really get that far this video. It's a little bit late, and I really just I need to get a sense of how to actually do things in this game. Right, I do have a bunch of these things, weapons and stuff. They are nowhere near complete. I got so lost trying to make any of it work. I haven't even gone as far as doing the language files yet for the weapons, but the clock face on this thing is still... You're supposed to be able to see through the glass, but you can't. So I'm gonna have to figure that one out. And I'm also gonna have to figure out, animated textures on models. And I may even just not even have the icons be renders the way that the game innately wants to do it, because you can just change the PNG, and part of the style of my old Tale of Sunsword map was 3D models on ground and in hand, but on the hotbar GUI it was 2D icons. The reasoning of that was actually a lot to do with some of the inspiration behind Tale of Sunsword. Those who are more familiar with that content on this channel, for whatever amount of it there is, there really isn't a lot, to be fair, because of just stop pacing your life. Because of mainly I have 2 videos for even the new map, and I don't recall if I even recorded. I think the old map I just don't have recordings for. Maybe I do, but oh, that was a back in those days, let's just say, on the original Tale of Sunsword map, I did have OBS working at one point, but until basically halfway through last year, so much stuff just messed with my OBS and became really tiresome and tedious to so much as even pump out videos. At least until a new friend from the Sonic Rebel S2 Persona modding Discord helped me out with that. Okay, so TP080. That will take me to the world center, which is also just the world spawn. Alright, good to know. I may... Let's see, is there a... Let me see what... Oh, there it is. Is there a world spawn? Map, path, world... Is there a /spawn? Spawning... See, there's so many new things. Spawn block that are just completely different from how Minecraft works. That way fewer of my skills from working on Minecraft data packs for 5 years are translated than I was hoping. I mean, a lot of these commands are they feel more almost like, server plugin commands than what you would actually see in vanilla Minecraft, for one. With that said, you do get a lot of really interesting and cool, I assume, interesting and cool fighting. What does even that do? Calculation. Yeah, you get a lot more commands in here. Though it may also just need some cleaning up at some point. But let's see. I don't even see anything for setting a. Let's see. Spawn player options. So that goes to the world spawn. Okay. Stress test. Okay. Sorry, getting a little lost here. So, anyways. Part of my reasoning on wanting to do the custom PNGs, 2D PNGs for the item icons. I mean, they're already PNGs if you look into the how it handles. Like, straight up, when you're making the icons for these items, what the game does is you have a little window that you can rotate the item model in, and it'll save that as a PNG. Once you've got it all positioned and stuff, hit the save button. But you can there's also just the option to swap that out with any PNG if you're choosing. So yeah, style I was going for, was the whole, 2D drawn 64 by 64 icon for all the items, because one of the influencing factors for Tale of Sunsword is, it's the well, it has a lot of Ocarina of Time stylistic inspiration. There's plenty of other things. I mean, the whole thing of the Sunsword, that would be this weapon. This is clearly inspired by more so the Dungeons and Dragons Curse of Strahd campaign with the Sunsword. Granted, this Sunsword here is not a chaotic good sentient weapon out for revenge of its master. I only just learned that like 2 days ago, by the way, about the Curse of Strahd Sunsword. But this is still a legendary artifact, and there is even a lesser version, which is basically a Sun Blade. There are, 6 different elemental blades. Again, they all look like, they all say Iron Sword because of the missing the language files that I just need to make. I'll go back and look at the tutorial video on all of that later. But yeah, and there's also like, you see all these different, internally there are currently clubs and stuff. I was trying to mess around with making these actually be, spill items, but oh my goodness, the interactions stuff is not making sense to me, and I need to just start trying to make custom interactions to see what I can do with them. The whole weapon interactions stuff, you have interactions you can set for like primary and secondary, that's left click, right click. Problem is, at least in the previous update, it is update 2 now. So maybe it is different, maybe it isn't. After you've already have your interactions defined, you then have interaction variables, and not only do you have to manually type in the name of each one and then figure out its fields from there, but like there is no list for existing ones just at all, other than what you can find on the already existing weapons. So there's like no drop-down menu, and it's, I honestly like almost prefer the NBT data that you can do for, you know, Minecraft weapons. But again, I've also just got 5 years experience messing with it and relearning with all of that on Minecraft's end. So anyways, this nonsense aside, oh right, and this here, the inert Sunsword, is a thing. I might try and make this be like a state for just these ones when they run out of durability or power. Kind of like, it would be like, you know, the Master Sword in Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom running out of power kind of a thing, except, you know, they'd actually visually just turn off. But, anyways. Let's get to the matter at hand, what I'm actually wanting to do here. So, first of all, we go back to the world center of the map. This might be... Ooh dear. Okay. This block is true 0, 0. Got it. So, in accordance with the second iteration of my Tale of Sunsword map, this is actually, because it's more recent, and I still am thinking in this way for how I want to handle that map, I'm going to go ahead and search up the different cobblestone variants. So we've got Aqua Basalt. I believe I was using Deep Slate before. Calcite. Ledgestone. Limestone. Marble. Peachstone. Quartzite. Runic. Sandstone, red sandstone, white sandstone, shale, slate, volcanic, and regular. So, I'll be honest, I'm thinking out of all of these, it's going to be... I'll just go with regular cobblestone for now. Well, I don't know, maybe I could go with basalt. It's a little bit darker. I find it interesting there isn't really much for just a straight, like, neutral gray color other than marble, and that's more of a very light gray. Calcite also is, but at the same time, real stone colors aren't always, you know, a straight neutral gray either. So anyways, I'll go ahead and grab a more special looking block for the time being. Oh yeah, we've got all these different crystals. So this will be... we will appear kind of here, and that's gonna throw a wrench into my plans just a bit. I did not... Oh, I have no clip on. Still not totally used to that. Okay. And then, since that one is true 0, 0, I will leave this here, just to mark it. So, what I want to do now, I need to get a sense of... Okay, that way is north, so that is going to be the direction we go to reach the castle, because this... I'm going to make the home of the Hero of the Heart. Why is this double-clicking? Okay. I really should just clear my freaking inventory. Pardon me while I go into commands. Is it inventory clear? That's going to be annoying. Okay, yeah, it's inventory clear. Send to chat, shoot. Okay. Now then. I am admittedly a little more used to using F to pick block, but with F being the interaction key, interaction would be much worse on middle click. I've got weird keybind habits, don't worry. Why is it double clicking like that? Okay, so if I, just a second, if I die and respawn, would you mind behaving? Okay. And then, does it just go for the highest block? Okay, good. It goes for the nearest amount of white space. That is very nice. Oh. I think Minecraft's similar. Okay, so I am having to try and remember how I placed everything. I have a basic idea of how I laid out the house. I really need to get some dirt paths. And yes, I am going to be doing most of everything by hand for now. I will refrain from using the brushes until I start actually making the mountain line around the house, and for those who have actually seen like the 2 videos I have, that is so annoying. Is it my mouse or is it the game? Placement settings, air placement. Let me see if... I really like being able to just tap click. I might have to break a lot of my... Okay, so that does not affect that. That's so crazy. Please tell me there's going to be a way around that. Okay. Yeah, some way to limit how many blocks I can, how many times it'll attempt to click would be nice. I may just be oblivious though. Let me see here. Settings, gameplay, general, creative mode, other tools. I'm gonna have to look at this later probably. I do like that we have a more modest view bobbing, or moderate view bobbing stuff. Okay, I can barely notice it, but it's not offensive to me the way the Minecraft view bobbing is. Anyways, so then, right, let's actually start building the house. That is main priority here. And the house has a interesting floor plan, so I will want to actually mark this out. Is there a flash fill tool? Yes, it would seem so. Okay. I'm used to very relatively archaic methods of doing all of this. Where are the logs at? I would assume not in here. Oh, they are in here. Okay. Alright, so I'm thinking, since this is 7 slot Gorm, where we're gonna have a lot of the Silver Mountain flora, and we're basically at the Silver Mountain foothills or base around here, kind of in a almost valley between some of the Silver Mountain stretches. Probably I might be going for fir. There doesn't seem to be stripped variants of logs in here, and honestly, I'm kind of fine with that. I could do redwood, but I'm thinking I want more of a fir color scheme here. And okay, so this is just the natural blocks. That's fluids. Mud's a fluid, huh? That's teleporters, that's some decorative stuff. I really gotta figure out how to make my own custom blocks at some point. I'm mixed on my feelings about iron bars. I really do actually appreciate the Minecraft iron bars being able to connect with each other, but I do also appreciate them not requiring that. Or not doing that automatically as well. It's complicated. Okay, so I think this is where I'm going to find my links. Actually, I might want to look in here first. Okay, I don't want to use cloth. I know there's, yeah, these blocks. I need to actually experiment with these, the trestle. Okay. Oh, and there's planks here. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Although you maybe should wait, this is structural. I would have considered, I would have not put planks in rocks. Wood is not a rock, but having these more basic block types in this category together does make a lot of sense to me. Okay, so I want to experiment with how all of these look, because that's going to be stuff I'm going to be using. One floor is going to be having some combination of these guys. Okay. What's the... Do they not connect horizontally? That's gonna be hard sell for me. Oh dear. I might just go for white clay then. Let me see. Let's see. What's cloth? That's mushroom blocks. Coral. Sandstone. Clay and cloth. Okay, let me see what clay... Okay, yeah, so these are dyed clays. What's the difference between those two? Ocean clay bricks, clay pot, okay. Smooth versus rough. Okay, perfect. So I will want to use smooth white clay here. Let me look at the glass variances. Ooh. Does it change based on tab? No, it must be in here. And why is it picking up grass? Oh, maybe I want window. Wind temple window. Interesting, interesting. tavern window might be my go-to. Isn't there like stained glass windows? Simple wooden, ancient, crude, sandswept, dark temple. Very interesting. Frozen castle window. Oh dear. Let me actually have a look at this one. Okay. And let me also keep an eye on the time. Because I want to keep these shorter than an hour and just... Oh my goodness, this sound design. I will probably use the tavern windows. Neat pattern. Is there variation? Not that I'm able to see. Oh, yes there is. That's interesting. Okay. Less variation there, though. That makes sense, because that's not ruined. Alright, so we don't need any more of this. Let me actually go ahead and... I am very used to... Let's see, maybe I should just go with a... not paintbrush. Flood brush? How does this work? No. Well, maybe. Let's see. Okay, and then I can... What do you want me to do here? So... let's see, basic selections. Use clear. Selection size. Shift click to move selection. Alt to extrude face. That's X, sorry. Can I... What's my... Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, I don't want to extrude that. I want to... Yeah, wait. I have an idea. So if I can... Okay. Delete. Alright, so then... I always have to try and refigure out the way that I do this. So that way is going to the castle. I'll go ahead and take some red cloth as a marker for now. I'll be able to break it later. See, see, because this will be the house, and am I able to use the shovel to lay down a path, possibly? Does this work? Ah, that's unfortunate. Okay. Well, I can at least use a brush. And I can load this up with a soil pathway. I want that to be about 3 and 3. Keep it somewhat small sphere. So how do I make it have a filter? Mask settings. Okay, let's grab one of these. So mask settings. So if I do a mask, then it will only replace that, right? Yikes. Wait. Why is left click delete then? Wait, what's the controls here? Destroy blocks where I'm aiming. I'm gonna have to get used to that. Okay. I really want to not have the weird input stuff. Okay, so I might actually want that to be a little bigger. Oh, this is gonna be... I really need to figure out... Okay. Shift Z, got you. Okay. Because I don't want to box in too hard with this. But, yeah, let me set the boundaries for this. So that's gotta be part of the living room. I need to have, or well, yeah, the ground level dining room. Checking time. Okay, and then thank you for once again double tapping. No, I don't have a basement here. Okay, so let me just, yeah, let me just make all this surface level. I think so. I want to do the boundaries. So, okay. Keeping this in mind. God, I'm brain fogging, aren't I? I'll be able to drag this down later, though. Do we have carpets? Let me see if we got carpet. Rug. Ooh, we don't have carpeting? Oh, yikes. Surely there must be something I can do to cover the ground that isn't just a full block of cloth. Cloth. That's a roof. I need floor covering. Okay. I've got to get into all of that too, with the armor and everything. Right. So that's the spawn point. Let me focus on... So we spawn here. I want to... I'm trying to remember the dimensions. It needs to take shape a bit more. So, okay, this here will be, we've got a wall here, and somewhere around here we have we've got to, let's see, I think we have a wall here. And this will be a... no, that's not too close. Because this needs to be 9... Yeah, we'll do a wall here. I might have to reshape the house's floor plan slightly from the map, which will be fine. Right, it's not just... because it's doing it grid like that. Okay, yeah, we're starting to take form just a touch. But I think, well, I've got myself in a spot here. Yeah, we can lay that there. Problem is, that feels a little too claustrophobic. I may have to move this wall back one layer. I think this general alignment isn't bad. The question is, let's see. So we got that point, that point. Okay, I need to... That's off alignment. There. Yeah, it's double clicking on both left and right. I really want to have a setting for that. Okay, so... I guess being inside the support beams isn't terrible. Yeah, we'll be fine, we'll be fine. Now we just need to get this much of the house. Oh yeah, one thing that's definitely going to be easier as I go on into making the map is of so my second version of the Hytale Sunsword map, one of the hurdles I was actually kind of running into was just the sheer amount of time consumption that went into making mountains. So let me actually put together a different brush here, assuming, yeah, this is different. Ooh. Yeah, this is different blocks and stuff. So, let's see, stone type. Right, let me see here. Because, ooh. Okay, let's just browse in here. So, Silver Mountain is in part silvery or given silver color because of the stone color. So we got stone, calcite. I think calcite might actually do it. It's not marbly. It's definitely... Let me quickly look it up on my phone. Oh geez, I'm running out of time for this video. So, looking up on my phone. Calcite locations. Railroad. Okay, so that's railroad, geological formations, hydrothermal veins, marble to... Okay. I don't want Minecraft in the equation, you dip. Probably should be looking at... You know what? Yeah, the calcite Wikipedia page is better than freaking Gemini for sure. Carbonate mineral. Most stable polymorph of calcium carbonate. Very common, particularly as a component in limestone. Hardness free, so it's very soft. Okay. Natural occurrence. Sedimentary rocks. Deposits and hot springs. Okay. Right, so that actually would line up possibly with, Oh yeah, okay, yeah. It mentions caves a lot. Okay, so this will be perfect. I'll worry about decorating at the top of the mountain later. How big does this go? 100 by 100. Oh dear. I think I don't want it quite that big. Let's go with a cylinder that's more like 32 by 32. Because if I can just knock out like the basic boundaries of the mountains, yeah, I want it centered too. Okay, so, right. So, and that does mount. Okay. Oh, not Control Z, Shift Z. Maybe I... You know what? Height 100. And I think there's a way to constrain this. Let's see, what are the controls? Okay, density 100, wall thickness. Mirror axis. I'm thinking probably not there. Air placement. I want to like force it to sculpt brush, ruler, paste, entity. Builder, second page. How do I get the planes? Can I... Select action settings. I might just have to place carefully then. So mountain walls might be a bit much for me to handle in the scope of time I've got left, which is not much. It's already been nearly an hour. Right. So, decently small, cozy home. Not super small. I'll definitely have to figure out how the planes work. Oh yes, and since I'm using... I need to get these things, because that'll be nice for a kitchen floor. That'll be about here. And... let's see... yeah. Then we have the fireplace there. And... okay, so... can I have my cursor free, please? Okay. Oh, and then I delete. Delete, there we go. Alright, so it may be a bit on the tall side, but I do want to have, like, actual room for... yeah, let's just... having a proper pattern is pretty important, I think, for how we handle this. Although I do need to grab some bricks and get started on the fireplace. I might actually just do this form of, like, content from here on. I will definitely continue my world, but I think this aspect of the game might be just more my speed. Because I can just kind of actually get creative. Let me go ahead and make this be a garden area outside. Because we got the shed, like, not shed here, but... yeah. This might be a small kitchen. But small kitchen for a small house, you know. First, figure out floor plan needs. Okay, I'm moving you off the hotbar for the time being, and I'm not going to use that anytime soon. So, oh yeah, I'll be able to really spruce this up here. Okay. And okay, so this is going to be staircase. Right, that's this room. Okay, and the interesting thing here is that this actually goes outside, and then this is just like a, not even really a shed, but just a small sort of, you know, tool room, gardening thing. And then here we're gonna have the fireplace. But it's actually been close enough to an hour that I am really stepping over my time boundaries, so yeah, we'll continue building in the next episode. Thanks for watching. I will see you then. Good night.